When you think of winter, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? To me, winter is the scent of freshly baked gingerbread wafting through the warm kitchen, the lonely red berry bobbing in a frozen landscape, and the deep green pine forests of the snow-covered mountains where you ski. Yesterday, the first snow of the year fell, and with it came the inevitable feeling that Christmas is almost upon us. This feeling is what I wanted to capture into a winter-themed flower crown, which will definitely feature my favorite winter treat, the rosehip. I made my berries from polymer clay, which is a type of hardenable modeling clay. To make it pliable, you need to give it some loving or bashing until the warmth of your hand softens it. Don't forget to wear gloves for this, unless you want red palms like me. The rosehips themselves are super easy to make. You just start from a ball and elongate one end a bit more by gently rolling it into a cone shape. There is no one way to make your berries, as all things in nature, these too come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. It helps to have a selection of the real things as reference though. To make some color variations, I mixed some yellow and brown into the red clay in various amounts and sometimes mixed the result of these together again until I got a great variety of every shade of red imaginable. To create the little brown remains of the once rose on the tip of your berry, you will need a tiny ball of brown clay and a poking device. I have a special sculpting tool for this, but you can use a toothpick. You need to gently poke a hole into the tip of your rosehip and insert the brown clay into it without deforming the rest of the berry. It helps if you freeze it for 5 minutes beforehand. To make the once petals, you can pinch sections out with a scissor. I used pastel chalk to further color my rosehips, but in this case I could have skipped this step, and you will see why in a second. To harden the polymer clay, you need to cook it on low heat in the oven according to the instructions of your particular brand. My favorite flower is the elderflower. It's beautiful, smells divine, and there's nothing like a glass of elderflower cordial on a hot sunny day. My grandmother used to make the best cordial in the whole world, and since she can't anymore, I took up the mantle. To me, rosehip is to winter what elderflower is to summer, an amazing plant that can be used in a myriad of ways. Its high vitamin C content, 10 times of a lemon's, can combat all ailments that accompany the gloomy weather. Drinking 3 cups a day can cover your daily vitamin C need. Although I'm not sure if its health benefits are not counteracted by all the sugar you add to it. But it still tastes great. Maybe now you understand a little better why I spent a whole day trying to replicate these berries. I realized I forgot to add stems before cooking it, which will be essential for attaching them to the crown. But by heating up the wire, I managed to push them in. Once they came out of the oven, I realized that because I didn't have the right color pastel chalks, the orange on some of these wasn't vibrant enough, so I resorted to acrylic paint to rectify this mistake. So I got all my supplies here. I got quite a bit of pine branches, some with some berries I made from polymer clay, a big box of forageables, and my usual box full of moss and other stuff. And of course, the hairband. First, I thought I'd use the same hairband as I used in my previous flower crowns, but then I realized that I wanted this crown to be a full wreath encircling one's head. So instead I made a base from these strong flower tie wires that come pre-wrapped in green paper. So even if it peeks out from underneath, it will just look like a branch. After the base is ready, there is nothing else left than to fill it with pine branches and all other manners of greenery. This part is very much a trust the process, because in the beginning it is really discouraging how slowly it comes together, but you just need to keep pushing it until it takes to shape. So this is where we are at the moment. I think the shape is there now. I really like the way it goes around and the back. Now I think it just needs a bit more berries and other stuff. Like, it's quite bare on the sides. So I'll have to just keep adding stuff until I'm satisfied, which is probably when it's full of shape. At the end, I also added some felt pieces to the interior to make it more comfortable. Although these pines are plastic, they are still pokey.